Welcome everyone, my name is Joey. I will be your host today for the DKOldies store tour. It is Tuesday, September 9, yes. And I'm gonna walk around, show you guys what's going on just a random Tuesday afternoon here at DKOldies. Quick glance at the shipping floor since I happen to be right here. N64 going out, somebody's getting a brand new yellow controller. Oh, some NES games, Link, Zelda, Mario, Castlevania. There's another one with Wheel of Fortune and Family Feud. And wait, another one. Golf, baseball, RBI, Mario stuff. Oh, check it out. They're getting the game Genie. I remember that from back in the day. N64, more N64, and NES, and a PS2. Cool order right there. Okay. Come on with me today. I'm going to be taking you on a little bit of a tour. And if you guys want to get entered in our giveaway, I'm doing it again today. All you have to do is share the stream, comment that you shared, gets you entered into today's giveaway. It's happening in just a couple minutes. Get involved. Get involved. So here you can see new collections that just came in, waiting to get opened up. All of these, oh, quick J sighting. There he is. All of these new game collections. Games, systems, all the stuff that stocks our floor from out there from people just like you. What's up, everybody? Sir Charles, good to see you. Roy, thank you for tuning in. Pete, I'm glad you made it in on time today. Good work. Here is one of the carts of games that's been coming out of all of these boxes. You can see the work going on right over here. Let's do a quick zoom in on Matt over there. He's opening up packages, and he then adds the items to the carts. And let's take a quick glance at this one right here. We can see what this would look like. Game Boy games get sorted into a small box for safekeeping. N64 games get sorted sideways like this because it's the most space efficient. Genesis games, looks like they come here around the edges. There's Super Nintendo. Oh my. 1,000 discs. Wii, more Wii. Must have been, and look, even GameCube stuff. Must have been a collection, just had loose discs in it. NES stuff as well. Down on the bottom shelves, Wii and PS2. Even some old school Atari way down there. Whew. Okay, let's continue on. Quick glance over here at Cole. He's handling all the customer emails that come in, asking us to buy their collections. Look at him over there. Working hard. Good to see you, Cole. Good to see you. Let's take out one of the stations here. Looks like a strategy guide just came out of one of the collections. Here's an example of what it looks like inside. Things nicely bubble wrapped. What's up, Chris? Happy Tuesday to you as well. Here's the cart Matt's pulling stuff off of, putting stuff onto right now. BioShock, Halo, some Just Dance stuff, some Kirby stuff. HMU, I see you over there on YouTube, interested in getting involved in the giveaway. Come on over to Facebook. We do the giveaways on Facebook because there's no way to message me on YouTube. Somebody could say, claim they're the winner, but on Facebook, you can message right from the account you won from. Okay, let's continue around. We are approaching the heart of DKOldies, the repairs department. Brandon is the handheld guru. Look at all the handhelds surrounding Brandon right now. Let's just zoom in. PSPs he's working on, Nintendo DS's. And there he is right there working on one. That is how the magic happens. He's got, this is where the handhelds are stored, and it looks like he's fairly caught up on some of these boxes. I see a few more SPs back there to work on. Let's take a quick glance at some. All of these are going to be labeled with what the problem is. The touch screen has a problem with this one. Looks like there's dust under the screen. This one has a problem with the power switch. Same with this. Look at this. The buttons, the volume, and the power switch. Nothing works on this one. PSP systems, Game Boy Advance. Here's a quick glance out at the full length of the repair station. Continue on. All of these consoles are waiting to get repaired. Look at all the GameCubes, PS2s. Oh, looks like this is missing. Look, the front thing where the disc tray comes out. Look at this. More GameCubes, PlayStations, a ton of Wiis, even different color ones. Nintendo 64s, Super Nintendos, all waiting to get worked on. Let's continue on. Over here is a big pile of GameCubes and Wii U's. And are all these? Touchscreen has a problem with this one. Button caps, capacitors, not sure. More Wii's. Here's a quick example of the station. You can see they've got the TV set up for easy ability to plug stuff in and test it. All the cords, just a little handheld screwdriver. Let me check that out. That's kind of cool, and I guess this does it. Oh, it does. It's got a light on it too. Soldering iron, heat guns, that sort of stuff. And then all the repair parts. I always thought this part is neat too. This is where, like, look at this GameCube, right? Little GameCube trays. PS2 lasers. Parts for the PS1. What are these? I don't know. Capacitors? What's going on, Mario? It's great you do a lot of repairs and renew the systems. Mario, you see, I mean, as I'm walking past here, systems, old systems, always have some sort of problem with them. And yeah, you get them fixed up, refurbished right here. You're seeing the spot. Looks like some repair notes they have up here. Indigo, GameCube controllers, Super Nintendo. Looks like a list of controllers they're working through. Down here is where all the controllers go. After they come out of the boxes, while they're waiting to get refurbished, they sit here. Wii U controllers, everything labeled so you can see where they are. GameCube Platinum controllers. Over here's the controllers testing station. Look at this up here on the screen. It's got GameCube controller. What are these? Hold on. Here's some of the replacement caps for a GameCube controller. And what is this? The piece that goes underneath the controller, the little joystick piece. Look, I can move that. Testing systems that they can plug in. This is where all the controllers get tested over here. And it looks like Pokemon batteries get replaced over at this area as well. Looks like they've got their soldering iron back here. 825 degrees. Is that real? And here are the little batteries that would go in to fix a Pokemon battery. That little thing gets soldered in. Take the old one out, solder the new one in. You're good for another 15 years. Oh, it looks like they have some sort of snacks over here too. Vanilla croissants. Interesting. Continuing on, one other controller testing station over on the other side. Oh, from yesterday's stream, what was in the green N64 console? I don't know yet. I haven't found out, Vincent. I did tell Heather about it. As soon as the stream was over, she runs the cleaning department. She came right over and said, "What, is there something in there?" So I showed it to her. You saw it moving. Well, it wasn't moving on its own. But they might have been getting to that today. A quick glance here at a shipping station. So all the supplies you need to ship out packages. Boxes of various sizes. Our smallest box, as far as I know, is this one right here, 863. Those are the dimensions, 8 by 6 by 3. And then, if I had to guess, we have maybe 7 or 8 different sizes. You can see an example of them here. Bigger, 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 bigger. Tape gun for taping up the packages. Gooby Gone for getting any extra stuff off. Rubbing alcohol for the same. Rubber bands for wrapping up the wires nice and tight. Some of that action. Some of this action. And then each station also has bubble mailers up top. If you're going to be shipping something that goes in a mailer. DKOldies employee orientation stream, basically. Repairing the croissants, probably, Jenna. I'm sure they spend a good bit of time refurbishing those. This is the bubble wrap rolls. When they start off, let me see if I can show you one here. There's a big one over there. Are there any over here? No. But yeah, thousands of sheets of bubble on each roll. And they just kind of slide on here. You see, it just slides off. And when they empty that one off, they can bring a new one in. There's an order getting picked up, ready to ship right now. Okay, let's continue around. Here are the accessory aisles. They're all in the center of the shop, all alphabetical. It starts way down there with Atari. PSP, PlayStation, Wii U, finishes up with Xbox. Finally, in this very last aisle, it's some of the novelty stuff, from plushes to mugs to posters. You guys have to check it out. We got some new posters up on the website too. I think that's a Zelda one. They're very cool. Consoles are all laid out here on the floor. You can see we've got some NESs, PlayStations are over here in this area, PS3s, PS4s. The handhelds sit right there in these boxes. Genesis, GameCubes, Ataris. Oh wow, look, we have some PS1s here too. The original PlayStation and the PS1, ONE. Whoops. This just holds some of the cleaning supplies that the cleaning team uses. Gloves, some of the different rags they use. This is where the consoles sit as they're waiting to get cleaned. Ataris, Xboxes, Wii's, a little bit of everything out here. Gooby Gone is the best, Blake. It does. It really works magic. The stuff is amazing. I think this is games that have finished being cleaning over here on this side. Super Nintendo, NES. Some handheld stuff with PSP. N64, NES. Down here, one of the cleaning stations, and say quick seat. So you can see they've got some other tools, some lens cleaner. Oh, this stuff, Brasso. Cleans and polishes, 7 metal polish. This works real well for the contacts on like an NES game up inside. Imagine after 40 years, NES games have all kinds of corrosion on those contacts, and when you slide it into your system, it can be tough to make contact. Cleaning it up with Brasso makes those pins shine, looks real good. Some more Gooby Gone over in this area. Hand sanitizer, tools of the trade. Back here, this is interesting. Things to watch out for. Check out for rattles and things. Like we saw, sometimes a game can have a loose rattle in it. Incorrect disc game, making sure the right disc game is in the right case. Stickers on things. Game of the year and special editions. And if there's writing on discs. Over here is the resurfacing machines. You can see we've got a bunch of them, and there's quite a few discs to be resurfaced over here in this section. Here's one that's open. You would put the game inside with the silver side facing up, and you would, in order to use a small disc like the GameCube, I think there's a small little tray that goes in there, but anyway, you'll get the idea. Goes in there, and then when you close the lid, these polishing pads up top make contact, and it runs for 30 seconds, spins against that, and in the back of the machines, there's this fluid back there. That's the polishing compound. It spits out of a tube that kind of wets these polishing pads, and that works magic. As soon as it's done, the lid pops up. Then from here, once this is done being resurfaced, it goes around to this side where there's the testing stations. Every single system is set up over here. PS3s, Xboxes, Wii U's, GameCube and Wii, excuse me, PS1, PS2, a little bit of everything. And then a bunch of different TVs back here that you can turn it on and make sure things are working right. Yeah, let's try and run one, Rose. You want to run a disc? Let's try it. I don't think that'll bother anybody. How about this God of War disc? God of War PS2. Let's give it a try. So, it's just as simple. Like I said, you put it in and then lower the lid. Ready? Okay, so right now you can hear it spinning up, that disc in there, flying around. And this starts counting down. You can see it says 19, 18, it counts down to seconds. A few other buttons here, I'm not sure what they do, but deep inside, it is right now working the magic. Oh, it went into the drying stage. Forgot it does a few seconds of that at the end. Jenna, I'm trying not to break it. Fingers crossed. Should be done any... There we go. The beep means it's done. It's done. Yow. Yow. It's warm. It's warm, not hot. Check that out. Looks a whole lot better than when I ran it through. Anyway, that would go over next to the testing station to make sure things are working with it. Okay, continue on. Back here is the Xbox wall. Games run along the whole outside wall of the store. And then over here, we are coming into the heart of DKOldies, the inventory department. This is where all the stuff finally makes it into stock. Look at all these disc-only games, all sorted. Look, look. Imagine what it's like if you had to put all of these discs into alphabetical spots of where they're supposed to go. So what they do to make it easy for them is they put them together. This is all titles with J through L, like Just Dance right there on the top. This one's numbers to letter I for 007 GoldenEye. So that just makes it a lot faster when you're putting away. Imagine there's, 100, 200 games here. Movies, you've seen when we've shown off some of these. Movies waiting to get either created and put on the website or go into stock. And then the handheld section back here. Game Boy Color, original Game Boy, 3DS games. And these are all sorted. All these little yellow tabs indicate a next letter in the alphabet. Same thing down here with Game Boy Advance. E-games are back behind there. And then some overflow, some things we have a bunch of. Mario Kart, Mario vs. Donkey Kong. And then games continue down along this side. Thank you for sharing, Tim, Rose. Thank you for sharing, guys. I need an in-person tour of the shop, right, Patrick? I know. One of these days we might open up to the public. N64 games comes down into NES games. And then Super Nintendo games. This is a cool spot right here. Check this out. To be sorted boxes. Good condition boxes with stuff in them. So just waiting to either get created or put up onto the website. Created means we might not have a listing for the certain item. So you have to create a listing on the website. It's a little bit more complicated than just adding one to stock of something that we already have. Whole shelf. Complete systems in NES, Xbox. Where do you put your cosmetic flawed games, Grover? We're coming up on it in just a second. Okay, over here is the disc-only section. So just like I was saying, imagine you had that giant thing of games, disc games to put away. You flip through here and find where the game goes alphabetically. So you can imagine it makes it so much faster if they're already pre-sorted a little bit. Xbox 360, Wii, look at this. Wii U, PS4, PS3, GameCube, and finally Dreamcast and movies. That's right. We even sell just the disc-only version of movies because you saw over there, sometimes just the discs are what come in. PS2, Wii, Xbox. This is that very first aisle of accessories where I said it starts with the Atari. And then the cosmetically flawed games you were just asking about. Right here, start with N64. And N64 run, cosmetically flawed games run the whole gamut. Could be, for example, some label damage like that. Or, this label looks nice, but the cartridge is yellowed. You can see that against a good one. Fading of the label, another example. Giant sticker on top from Blockbuster Video. Thanks, guys. Wow, they wrote all over this. N64, Genesis, Super Nintendo, Atari. The Atari, a lot of times it's because the labels come off. They were only glued on. And specifically this top label, look how when I look inside here, how many just have these little stickers we put on top to show what it is. Here's one where that glue is still holding on by some miracle after 50 years. And then finishing up down here, there's the handheld, cosmetically flawed, same sort of stuff, label damage on small handheld games, even stuff like 3DS games. Like, what's wrong with this one? I don't know. Sometimes I can't always tell at a quick glance, but for whatever reason, they deemed it cosmetically flawed. There you go. You can see on Pets 2. Okay, that takes us around to the beginning where the opening team is. I'm going to finish up today's stream just before our giveaway. It's coming up in just a second. Let's do a quick look at some of the stuff that came in from today's collection. Steve set one aside. Joshua picked out some cool stuff. Thought we'd take a quick look at that next. Game Boy SP. Now with the brighter backlit screen. This must be the 101 model. One of my favorite handhelds. You guys have heard when people ask about handhelds here on the live stream, I'm often recommending the SP. Great choice. Oh, a 3DS XL, the Smash Bros version. Finding systems like this complete in the box just doesn't happen real often. A Zelda strategy guide, Link Between Worlds. Over 200 pages. Tips, tricks, cheats, codes, maps, posters. Some Game Boy Advance games in their box. Medal of Honor. Metal Slug. Oh, that looks cool. That looks right up my alley. And then Super Robot Tizen Original Generation. It looks like this one's still sealed up. That's even crazier. And then finally, a Neo Geo Mini. 40 Neo Geo games. Metal Slug? I don't know much about the Neo Geo. Fighters of something, King of Fighters, World Heroes, Super Sidekicks. We do ship to other countries. Yes, we do, Rescale. Ship all over the world. Yes, indeed. Get ready, folks. It's giveaway time. Okay, hope you enjoyed the little store tour. Sometimes I just like walking, getting to take a look around, see what's going on in the shop. Okay, while I've been streaming, 6 names have been picked at random and placed upon the DKOldies prize wheel. I'm going to give the wheel a spin and see who's winning 20 bucks in store credit. One of these 6 people is about to win. Good luck, everyone. Bingo. Dwayne Bennett. Congratulations, Dwayne. You are today's winner. Dwayne, 20 bucks in store credit headed your way. All you have to do is have an account on our website, DKOldies.com, and message us here right on Facebook with the email address you used to log into the website. I will get you hooked up with your store credit. Congratulations, Dwayne. Don't worry, guys, if you didn't win, giveaways come up every day, same time, 3 p.m. Eastern. I'll be back